Welcome students. So in today's class it is a new chapter, electrochemistry. This is a new chapter. It comes under physical chemistry. It is a branch of physical chemistry. So it is the unit 3 of class 12th. So already you know solid state and solutions, 2 chapters completed. It is the third one, electrochemistry. So what is meant by electrochemistry? So I will divide this term like this. I will make this as electrical energy. Here also I will write energy. So electrical energy, chemical energy. How this electrical energy is converted into chemical energy, and how chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. So it is a branch of physical chemistry which deals with the interconversion between chemical energy and electrical energy. So you know these are the batteries, these are the chemicals, inside chemicals there, chemicals. So these batteries converts chemical energy into electrical energy. So from chemicals output is current, electricity, electrical energy. In this case battery is used. By using battery some chemicals prepared. So that means electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. So electrochemistry is the study of interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy. Interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy. So this total unit, this unit is divided into 10 parts, 10 classes. So the first class, in today's class we are going to discuss about introduction. So like this, electrolysis, Faraday's laws and numericals based on Faraday's laws, it is one class. Galvanic cell or voltaic cell, it is a fourth one. Electrode potentials, standard reduction potential, standard hydrogen electrode, SHE, standard hydrogen electrode, and EMF, it is one class. Nernst equation is important, this is important, Nernst equation. Numericals based on Nernst equation, electrolytic conductance and all types of conductance, molar conductance, electrolytic conductance. So these type and numericals. One more class is Kohlrausch law and its applications and numericals. So final one is batteries, types of batteries, primary, secondary, and fuel cells, etc. So this is about electrochemistry chapter. So in today's class we will discuss some terms, some commonly used terms in this chapter, electrochemistry. Why you have to study electrochemistry? Why this much importance is there for electrochemistry means, one is many of devices that we use every day that are battery powered. So you know so many devices, mobiles and other things. So all this battery powered. So the source of energy, so the principle is based on electrochemistry. And one more important, corrosion, rusting. A big problem called corrosion is an electrochemical phenomena. It is also based on electrochemistry. And many chemicals like sodium hydroxide and elements like chlorine, sodium metal, magnesium and aluminum. So these metals, sodium, magnesium and aluminum metals, Some chemicals like sodium hydroxide are prepared by using electricity. So electrolytic preparation. So that's why this chapter is more important, because of batteries, because of corrosion and preparation of many chemicals and elements. So before going to discuss this topic, first of all we will see this example. You know this picture? Yes. What is this? This is a metal wire. Which metal? Yes. You know, aluminum metal, aluminum wire. Cable, electrical cable. Why this cable is kept here? Because it is a conductor. So in electrochemistry chapter, first you have to understand the word conductor. What is meant by conductor? So aluminum metal, here aluminum wire is a conductor. So you see here, these are wires, some wires Pinolex, some cables, electrical wires. These are also good conductors. Inside copper metal will be there. What about this one? Thread. Is it conductor? No. This is not conductor. It is insulator. Insulator. You have to understand these terms. What is meant by conductor? What is meant by insulator? So this substance which allows the flow of current through it. The substance which allows the flow of current through it is called conductor. So these are conductors because these substances allows the flow of current. The substances which do not allow the flow of current are called insulators. So conductors and insulators. This classification is based on their ability to allow electric current to pass through them. So first definition, conductors. Conductors are those substances which allow electric current to pass through them. Insulators are those substances which do not allow electric current to pass through them. Examples for conductors: metals, alloys, graphite. Graphite is a non-metal even though it is a conductor. Graphite. Ionic compounds in fused or dissolved state. Ionic compounds in fused or dissolved state are conductors, you know. Ionic compounds in solid state are not conductors, are not good conductors, are insulators. So what are conductors? Conductors are those substances which allow electric current to pass through them. Insulators are those substances which do not allow electric current to pass through them. Glass is an insulator, wood is an insulator, paper, and organic compounds. Ionic compounds are conductors in fused or dissolved state, whereas organic compounds are insulators. Conductors, first type is metallic conductors. These metallic conductors, you can call it as, another name is there, electronic conductors. Metallic conductors or electronic conductors. So these are the examples. Copper wire is a metallic conductor, silver wire, and alloys also. aluminum metal and aluminum alloys also. These are also metals and alloys are examples for metallic conductors. So you can see this one, it is an example for metallic conductor. Metallic conductor. This is source of electricity, positive charge, here negative charge. So from negative charge, electrons will travel from negative charge to positive, negative to positive through this. Current is carried by, in these conductors, current is carried by electrons. In these conductors, current is carried by electrons. Hence these are called electronic conductors. Electronic conductors. In metallic conductors, current is carried by electrons. And one more point here, this is important point. As temperature increases, this electrons, excitation of electrons will take place. Excitation. As temperature increases, excitation and de-excitation of electrons will take place in the same place. That means flow of electrons decreases. That means conductance decreases. As temperature increases, conductance decrease. Therefore, resistance increase. In metallic conductors, as temperature increases, flow of electrons decreases because of excitation and de-excitation of electrons. Flow of electrons decreases, hence conductance decreases. So it is here current is carried by electrons, that is one point. Next, as temperature increases, conductance decreases and resistance increases. Current is carried by electrons from negative to positive here. As long as current is flowing, there is no change in mass. You can see on current poles, there is no change in mass. Mass change is not involved. Mass change is not there. There is no chemical change also here. There is no oxidation and reduction reactions in these conductors. In these conductors, no change in mass, no change in the chemicals also. So some other examples for conductors: graphite. Along with metals and alloys, graphite is also an example for electronic conductor. In graphite also, current is carried by electrons. Electronic conductor. Carbon black, graphite and conducting polymers. These are also examples for conductors, electronic conductors. These are insulators. Already seen, glass is an insulator, plastic, this type of items, ceramic items, these are insulators. Do not allow these substances do not allow the flow of current through it. These are called insulators. So you see in first type conductors, electronic conductors. Another type is there, electrolytic conductors. Electrolytic conductors, second variety. Electrolytic conductors are also known as ionic conductors. Electrolytic conductors are ionic conductors. First variety, metallic conductors. Metallic conductors, another name is electronic conductors. So second type of variety is electrolytic conductors, ionic. So this is there. You know, pure water is a poor conductor of electricity. Pure water is a poor conductor of electricity. Why pure water is a poor conductor of electricity? Here ionization of water is very less. Ionization of water is very less ionization. You know, in water, ionic product of water, class 11th, you say H plus into concentration of OH minus. This is 10 power minus 14 at 298 degrees centigrade, at 298 Kelvin. So it is ionic product of water. What is the concentration of H plus ion? Concentration of H plus ion in water 10 power minus 7 molar. Concentration of OH minus also 10 to the power of minus 7 molar. That means 0.000001. So it is very less. Ionization is very less. Because of less ionization, pure water is a poor conductor of electricity. You take only water, here there is no flow of electricity. There is no flow of electricity. Along with water, you add some salt. It is pure water. Here no flow of current. For this you add some salt, NaCl. NaCl, like this, NaCl, salt water. Then it is a good conductor of electricity. Here NaCl means Na plus Cl minus ions will be there. Because of these ions, flow of current will be there. So current is carried by ions. In these conductors, current is carried by ions. Hence, these are called ionic conductors. Current is carried by ions. In earlier one, current is carried by electrons. Here current is carried by ions. Ionic conductor. And as temperature increases, ionization increases. That means number of ions will be more. As temperature increases, ionization will be more, number of ions will be more, hence conductance increase. As temperature increases, conductance increase and resistance decrease. Next, here at a cathode and at anode, reactions will take place. Oxidation reaction and reduction reaction. You can see this example. NaCl in water. NaCl in water. You know, pure water is a poor conductor of electricity due to lack of ions. But here NaCl is added, Na plus Cl minus. So this is source, negative, positive terminal. So Na plus ion, you know, Na plus ion is cation. Cation moves towards cathode. Cation moves towards cathode. This is cathode. Cation plus moves towards minus. Cl minus, negative charge, negative ion, anion, moves towards anode. So what is cation here? Na plus moves towards cathode. It will gain electron. Na plus electron gives Na. Cl minus gives Cl2 plus electron. 2 Cl minus gives rise to Cl2 plus 2 electrons. This reaction takes place at anode. Loss of electron. You know what is the name of the reaction, loss of electron? Oxidation. Oxidation reaction will take place at anode. Gain of electrons. Reduction reaction will take place at cathode. So there is a chemical change in electrolytic conductors. Chemical change will be there. Oxidation and reductions will be there. Not only that one, after some time you can see this chlorine gas will liberate and so some metal or some compound will be deposited here. So there is no flow of current. So mass change is involved. Here mass increase, here mass decrease, like this. There is a change in mass. Mass change is involved. Chemical changes are there at cathode and anode. Current is carried by ions. Current is carried by ions. As temperature increases, ionization increases, number of ions will be more, then conductance will be more. This is about electrolytic conductors. So electrolytic conductors are also known as electrolytes. Electrolytic conductors are also known as electrolytes. What are electrolytic conductors or electrolytes? Already seen NaCl solution. Electrolytes are substances which conduct electric current through them, either in the molten state or in the dissolved state. That means in aqueous state or in molten state. Electrolyte means in molten state. Here this state is important. Molten state or fused, both are same, molten or fused, or aqueous. So this sodium chloride not in solid state. NaCl, aqueous NaCl or molten NaCl or fused NaCl is a good conductor of electricity. KOH, potassium hydroxide, also same. So either fused state or molten state or aqueous state, they are conductors. So salt, this is an example for acid, this is an example for base. So acids, base and salts. All acids, all bases and salt solutions are electrolytes or electrolytic conductors. There are another variety, non-electrolytes. These are also present in aqueous state. Aqueous sugar solution, aqueous urea solution, alcohol plus water, aqueous, but do not conduct electricity. In the fused state or in dissolved state, these are called non-electrolytes. Non-electrolyte. Sugar solution do not conduct electricity due to lack of ions. Why this NaCl conducts electricity? Due to presence of ions, because of free ions. Here due to lack of ions, these are non-electrolytes. So electrolytes are again classified. Electrolytes are again classified into two types: strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. Strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. Strong electrolytes means, example, all strong acids like HCl, HNO3, H2SO4, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid and sulfuric acid. These are examples for strong acids. These are examples for strong bases. These are salt solutions, NaCl, CuSO4, salt solutions. So these are considered as strong electrolyte because they will produce more ions. Electrolytes that dissociate almost completely, nearly 100% ionized, 100% dissociated into ions even at moderate concentration are called strong electrolytes. You know, strong acids are completely ionized. Strong bases are completely ionized. You know, weak acid, acetic acid is partially ionized, weak acid. Oxalic acid, partially ionized. NH4OH, weak base, partially. They are called weak electrolytes. They have low conductivity. Strong electrolytes, they have high conductivity because of complete ionization. Examples for strong electrolytes: all strong acids, all strong bases, and all types of salt solutions. Weak electrolytes, electrolytes which dissociate into ions partially at moderate concentrations. They have low conductivity. Examples: weak acids and weak bases are considered as weak electrolytes. Weak electrolytes. Here already discussed two types of conductors in today's class. One is metallic conductors or electronic conductors. Both are same. Electrolytic conductors or ionic conductors. Differences. What are the differences between metallic conductors and electrolytic conductors? Main one, in metallic conductors current is carried by electrons. Here current is carried by ions. No chemical change takes place. Here electrolysis, chemical change takes place. Oxidation will take place at anode and reduction takes place at cathode. Plus, no transfer of matter, that means no change in mass. No change in mass. Here transfer of matter in the form of ions. Mass change is involved. As temperature increases, conductance decreases. In this case, as temperature increases, conductance increases. So these are the differences between metallic conductors and electrolytic conductors. So another variety is there, semiconductors. Semiconductors, silicon, doped silicon, doped silicon, and gallium arsenide. So germanium also, germanium doped with arsenic or phosphorus. These are considered as semiconductors. And one more variety of conductor is superconductor. Mercury at 4 Kelvin acts as superconductor. Here some MCQs based on today's class. So this is important question. The best conductor of electricity is a 1 mole H3BO3, acetic acid CH3COOH, sulfuric acid and phosphoric acid H3PO4. Here 4 acids there. For 4 acids concentration is also same, 1 molar, 1 molar, 1 molar, 1 molar. But best conductor among this, H2SO4 is considered as best conductor because it is a strong acid, whereas all others are weak acids. So H2SO4, sulfuric acid. Next question, second one. Which of the following aqueous solution will conduct an electric current quite well? So which of the following aqueous solution conduct an electric current quite well? So sugar, no ions. Glycerol, like alcohol, no ions. Pure water, poor conductor. HCl solution is a good conductor of electricity. Pure water does not conduct electricity because it is almost unionized, no ions. In aqueous solution, strong electrolytes ionize and yields. In aqueous solution, strong electrolytes ionize and yields ions. Which of the following is a poor conductor of electricity? Is a salt, good conductor. Salt, good conductor. KOH, strong base, good conductor. Alcohols are poor conductors. Poor conductors. So these are the MCQs related to today's class. So this is about introduction of electrochemistry. In the next class we will see electrolysis. Okay, thank you.